You saw that goalpost, officer? It came out of nowhere. Honest, you gotta believe me.
Play with us. Play. You come play. Join us. Join us. Join us. Come.
No! No! No!
One of us. One of us. One of us.
Will there be an all NFC East and AFC West championship Sunday? Will one of the 4 first-round draft pick quarterbacks advance? Or will it be a second, third, fourth, or even 6th-round quarterback? Will we see more than 24 points scored in a game, which was the high for the previous week, even though we are in an offensive explosion right now? Let's find out.
What a wild card weekend that was, wasn't it? Now this week we're on to the divisional round. That will be followed by the brigade round, then the battalion round. Eventually we'll get down to the squad and company rounds. It's going to be a lot of football. It's going to be a lot of fun. Now one of the things to keep in mind for this week of the playoffs is that there are 8 quarterbacks still around. And of those 8, 4 of them are first rounders, but 4 of them are not. We have a 2nd rounder, a 3rd rounder, a 4th rounder, and everybody's favorite player, if you're from Boston, Tom Brady, the 6th rounder. Everybody knows him. Some people love him. Some people have mixed feelings about him. Now let's jump right into the predictions. I'm going to tell you everything I know about football, and one of these days I might even wear a shirt from an actual NFL team. Woo-hoo. The Indianapolis Colts are traveling to play the Kansas City Chiefs this weekend. Kansas City Chiefs, a bit of a fraudulent team if you ask me. They call themselves Kansas City, but they play in Missouri. They call themselves the Chiefs, but we don't know if that means they're an executive officer, a master sergeant, or a space marine. And I'm pretty sure none of them got voted in by their tribal council. But the Indianapolis Colts are also a bit of a fraudulent team. You see, they took their football team from the city of Baltimore. So in turn, a few years later, Baltimore took their football team from the city of Cleveland. And then they won a Super Bowl, because Cleveland's not allowed to have nice things. But at least they're not Detroit. Now both teams have really good quarterbacks, really good line play, a couple of good defenders. You're going to see it aired out, you're going to see a lot of points, you're going to see the ball thrown around, you're going to see a very fast-paced game. But the thing to keep in mind is Kansas City Chiefs, they are red, yellow, and white, 3 colors. Indianapolis Colts, they are blue and white, 2 colors. 3 is better than 2. You're going to have Big Red, Andy Reid, coaching the Kansas City Chiefs, who are red, quarterbacked by Patrick Mahomes, who was a Red Raider. That's just going to be way too much red. It's going to swarm all over them. And the Indianapolis Colts are going to need to lay down because the threat is real, and they will see red again this weekend as the Kansas City Chiefs move on to the AFC Championship round, baby. Mark it. Philadelphia, the birthplace of America. New Orleans, the birthplace of jazz. The city of brotherly love, the cracked Liberty Bell. Rocky, the Declaration of Independence, where it's always sunny. Versus a Creole city, the hub of American music and transportation. And the city where you do what you only do when it isn't sunny. The city of the beach. Both teams, aptly named, Eagles, Saints. Both teams have Pro Bowlers on the offense and defensive lines. Both teams have a recent winning tradition, including Super Bowls in this decade. Both teams have quarterbacks who went to Austin Westlake High School. That's oddly specific, but a pretty good year for Texas high school quarterbacks, I might say. But the big difference is, The New Orleans Saints have more players on their roster that went to Temple University than the Philadelphia Eagles do on their roster who went to the University of Tulane. In fact, the New Orleans Saints have more players that went to Southern Methodist University, I'm sensing a bit of a religious trend here, than the Philadelphia Eagles have of players who went to Alabama, Oklahoma, and USC combined. Yeah, the Saints are going to take this one, and Nick Foles' miracles, they end here. Probably. Cowboys versus Rams. Dallas versus Los Angeles. Rich fake plastic versus rich fake plastic. The Los Angeles Rams might be a paper defense. A lot of guys living off past reputation. While the Dallas Cowboys have far too many players on their roster who really shouldn't even be standing at this point in time. Two teams with excellent line play, offense and defense, excellent running backs. But the Dallas Cowboys have a secret weapon, Tavon Austin. You see, he used to be a Ram, and he's feeding the Cowboys coaching staff all sorts of really useful information, like the fact that Aaron Donald is a good player. Not a lot of people know about that. Now, neither of these teams is playing where they started. You see, the Rams originally started in Cleveland, then they moved to LA, then they moved to St. Louis, then they moved to LA. Where are they going to go next? Who knows? But they're going to go to LA after that, I guarantee it. The Dallas Cowboys actually originally started in Dallas, then they moved to Irving, now they're playing in Arlington. That's not even in the county that Dallas is in, it's in Fort Worth County, but at least they have the decency to pretend they still represent Dallas. And that kind of honesty can really only come from a man as humble as Jerry Jones. And because of Jerry's bravery in keeping the name Dallas intact, the Cowboys are going to roll. Plus, how are you going to defend against Zeke and Zach and Coop and Dak? New England isn't really that new. Calculus is newer than the Plymouth Colony. Tomatoes in America are newer than the Plymouth Colony. In fact, England decided to ditch the name England in favor of United Kingdom because they got so bored with being called England after New England existed. The United Kingdom has gone through 6 Georges, 2 Williams, 2 Edwards, and 2 Charles since New England has been a thing. How are you still calling yourself new, guys? You're not. You're old, you're lethargic, you're out of energy. Plus, your quarterback was entering college the year Gangsta's Paradise came out, the year Toy Story first hit the movie theaters, and the year Pinky and the Brain first went on TV. There's not much left in the tank for these guys. But someone will bring a spark to this game, Melvin Ingram and Joey Bosa specifically. And Phillip Rivers and Antonio Gates, they're looking to prove they still have a little bit of juice left. And that offensive line, they're so hungry they're ready to pounce on all the defensive players, open up holes for the high voltage Melvin Gordon to prove he is a current superstar running back, and that Chargers defense will offer plenty of resistance to Tom Brady and the New England Patriots. Come on guys, it's playoff time, let's get